right, everybody. Well, welcome to our PubCast series. This is Stuff, and my co-caster is Rue.
Hi, everybody.
And if you haven't tuned in to our podcast yet, you need to.
10 seconds.
It's called Late Game Dota with Rue and Stuff.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
you'll never guess who the hosts are.
That's right, yours truly.
Yeah, it's Rue and Stuff.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the DPC season and how it's going, and give out your updates on the podcast. So
yeah,
comes out every Sunday.
And where can they find it?
On Buzzsprout currently. We're gonna be launching into future, other podcasts. I guess, what do you call them, servers?
Yeah.
Eventually, but right now it's just on Buzzsprout.
So go follow us on Buzzsprout. I think you can get email notifications every time we publish one. Well, a real quick draft analysis here. Who do you think has the upper hand?
So I really do like the Queen of Pain against the Alchemist. I think it's going to be a really rough game for the Alchemist. However, the Night Stalker is an excellent pick into, I think, the Morphling and the Queen of Pain. So I'm actually going to give my edge to the side of the Dire. I think that, it could go either way, but I think that the Dire with the Night Stalker will ultimately be, really hard to deal with. I don't think the Alchemist is going to have a great lane at all, but Alchemists can catch up really quickly. So, one thing that's going to be important to see is, the Ferocious Spud on the Witch Doctor, how he's able to do against this Timber Saw Snapfire combination in the top lane. That's going to be a difficult lane, but once Witch Doctor does get 2 points in his Maledict, they can actually kill, the Timber Saw. So that'll be important. With the Juggernaut, I do like that combo a lot. On the bottom lane, we have, you can do the hero introductions.
Sure, yeah. It's King Bob on his Nyx. That's a classic. And then we have a Chinese name on the Night Stalker. So we'll just call him Night Stalker. We have one on Juggernaut and Ferocious Spud on the Witch Doctor. And I like you said, I really like the Witch Doctor in this game. You've got the Morphling and the Timber Saw. Who it works really well against. So, and then you have Tokyo on the Morphling, Archerito. In fact, I'm gonna wait for a second because it looks like we're gonna have a little fight come out here. They're going on to Tokyo. They get a nice cast between the two of them. As spin into it. Tokyo's blocked up. He goes down. They do end up trading the Nyx, but the first blood goes to King Bob before the Shadow Shaman's able to take him out. So a nice play.
Yeah, good play. I think there's a little bit of miscommunication about whether to go on the Shadow Shaman or whether to go on the Morphling. I think it was definitely the right call to go on the Morphling level 1, as level 1 he's his weakest. They definitely, ended up deciding that was the correct move and going on it. Unfortunately, Juggernaut didn't quite get the last hit on that. It did go to the Nyx Assassin, but he'll obviously pick up boots, and a Windlayson will be super happy with that. So
absolutely. So you said Quap is favored mid here. Is that correct?
Yes. This Quap now, in the lower skill, the lower you go, the less I think Quaps are able to zone heroes out. Because most Quaps think that you have to just use your Q to zone people out, but it requires a lot more effort than that. It has to do a lot of your right click. You have a really good right click level, level 1 even, and you need to pair that with your slow mechanic, which is why Shadow Strike is so nice. Not only does it just damage over time, but it also slows them to zone them out, and right now Quap is not doing that at all. So Alchemist is already up to 5 last hits.
And he's already, this is level 2 too, so he's pushing in and he's taking advantage. And yeah, he's doing really well here.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. Some people are good denied by the Quap on the Observer Ward. That would have been a really big deal there for an experience boost onto the Alchemist. I think that a lot of people are like, well, once Quap gets a couple points up in Shadow Strike, then they can, start zoning out the Alchemist. But at that point, the Alchemist doesn't care. Alchemist just needs a couple levels. Usually likes to get to like level 4, and then can just jungle. So it's not going to be super crucial anymore. Like Quap needed to do that early against the Alchemist. Now that Alchemist is pretty much level 3.5 and has a Soul Ring, he's not going to be really affected at all. Bottom lane, they missed the stun onto the Shadow Shaman. If they got that stun, I'm pretty sure that would have been a kill, but ultimately King Bob can't quite land the stun. Top lane, the Witch Doctor's doing what he can to pull the creeps, kind of support the Juggernaut, but ultimately is still rough lane. They're a whole level behind this Timbersaw, so Witch Doctor really needs to get to level 3 before they can go on to this Timbersaw, and kind of the Snapfire too.
And the Snapfire just has so much damage, and so he's able to just zone the Witch Doctor out. So it can be very, very hard to stay in range of XP here. But they have a big wave coming under tower, 3 range creeps.
Yeah, he might get the kill here. He gets a kill on the courier at least, which is which is unfortunate.
A lot of damage being done though. He is okay, and the Snapfire is okay. But a lot of damage done. He has to pop his salve. Mostly worth it for him though.
Right. I think the biggest thing right now is that Timbersaw has level 2 in reactive armor and can just start running at them.
And he is. He takes down Ferocious Spud here. And Juggernaut's a little bit in danger here. He's at low HP.
He is in danger. This Timbersaw is really just putting on the pressure.
Yeah, he's got a... Oh, he does get it. He needs to... Yep, there it is. I was going to say, he needs to wand and get his healing ward out so he gets that health. Because a shotgun blast from the Snapfire will take him out.
Yeah, I think the lanes are going pretty good right now. It's pretty even. Obviously, top lane is going very, very well for the side of the Radiant. Bottom lane is going better for the Radiant as well. It's going decently, decently okay for this Night Stalker. Nyx Assassin is having a rough game with this, but ultimately the mid lane is where the Dire is going to catch up in this, as the Alchemist is having a very nice start and is already starting to stack camps. 5-minute runes coming up. This was big because there's an Alchemist in the game. And it looks like Ferocious Spud is going to ensure that he gets at least one of these runes.
Very nice. It was very smart to use Maledict first because he knows where the Snapfire wants to go, and then to use the stun to ensure the rune. A very nice play. It looks like they do trade,
see how much more dangerous level 2 Maledict is. That Snapfire almost goes down with it, so obviously they can start to pressure these heroes in the lane.
Now, it just hit nighttime, and we have a Night Stalker in the game. How scared are you if you're Tokyo?
I think the only person that really needs to be scared right now is the mid hero. Usually Night Stalkers, what they try to do is they try to just use the first night to farm a little bit, gain some space, but not to gank a ton, maybe just use one gank. But bottom lane,
Shadowfire TP's in. They do get a stun onto 2. Arturio is getting low here, but now they have the manpower to turn this around, and they waveform into King Bob here. They bring down a Ferocious Spud here, but they take down the Shaman, and now there's a Maledict onto the Morphling, but they don't have the damage to bring him down. So the Night Stalker does end up going down. A good trade for Radiant.
Yeah, good try on both teams. Ultimately, they didn't really get the heroes that they wanted to, I think, in that fight, so it kind of turns out even. Morphling was able to morph out enough HP.
The Snapfire gets stunned up.
Bounce, though.
Yep, that was very nice. It was a 50% chance of bouncing to him, and he got it. So. And
Juggernaut's still farming pretty well in this top lane as well, which is nice. Even though the Timbersaw is getting free farm, Juggernaut is still picking up quite a lot of last hits, and obviously the Alchemist just
Morphling
rotating
just hit
the
level
jungle
6,
now.
turned into Nyx, and then stunned him with his own stun, so that was a very nice play from him. But it looks like we might have Shaman going down here, but Quap TP's in, and she's got her ultimate available if she
Dire's
wants.
middle tower is under attack.
But she's not going to use, or well, she blinks in, but so she doesn't have the mana for it. But she does get the poison onto him. Is he going to be able to live here? He
Yeah.
should. It's only a level 1.
She didn't actually refresh the poison on the second blink in. She just got the Screamer paying off.
Ah, okay. Up top, we have
Dire's top tower is
Timbersaw
under
takes him down, takes down Juggernaut.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is what happens when you get to level 7. It's very difficult. I mean, when you get to level 5, it's very difficult to lane against him.
Dire's
But for
structures
6,
are fortified.
Yeah, I would like to see Juggernaut at this point either rotate bottom or start jungling. There's just not a lot he can do against this Timbersaw, but he does TP top. I'm okay with this because there's 3 range creeps, and he definitely wants to get those, but he needs to go to the jungle after this.
I would like to see him use this spin to cut wave
Dire's
and
middle
then
tower is under attack.
either TP or use that to cut wave and then run to the jungle.
And he's doing exactly what we wanted him to do, so that's good.
Yeah.
I think that one of either the Alchemist or the Juggernaut really, and it looks like Juggernaut's going to kill
Omni
the
slash used. Yep.
That's a great
Might as
kill.
well.
That's,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly what they need.
Absolutely.
Protects
Instead
their
of hitting
jungle,
creeps, use your
gives them
spell.
some farm, so that's great. Alchemist and Juggernaut need to decide where both of them are farming so they don't run into each other while they're both farming. Right now, neither of them are taking over the triangle. So I think that does create a situation where, they're potentially going to eat each other's farm up. So they need to kind of decide who's going where. I think that, at this point you just kind of play whoever decides, and someone's got to be willing to do the other.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Archimedes uses his ult a little early.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Timbersaw is going to keep shoving this lane, and I do not think you commit on him.
Bottom, they're able to take down Shaman. A nice little pick off there.
Yeah, that is a good pick off, and they are making a little bit of movements with the Night Sucker right now. Now he has phase boots. He can do a little bit more. I still don't want him to overcommit to anything. Just focus
Tokyo's
on
by
getting levels
himself.
and
They
some
get a
farm.
stun, but he's got the strength morph off, so no, nothing able to get more on that. Tokyo again, he turns into Nyx and stuns him up, but it's not enough.
Yeah, ultimately they're not going to be able to kill this Morphling right now if he plays his cards right. So I think that they just need to focus on some of the other heroes.
In 10 minutes, we have the runes popping. It looks like 3 will go to Radiant. Looks like
Yeah, they
we'll
fixed
get the
their
CD. Nice steal.
Yeah, they fixed their
Pops his
shortcoming
ultimate.
of the last one.
Interesting. I thought they were going to do something with that DD, push into the tower a little bit or something, but decide not to. I guess.
Yeah, Alchemist is going for the Radiance build, and that's a little bit old school right now. Not a lot of people are going for that Radiance build. A lot of people are just going Battle Fury, and then kind of going for attack speed, and making it more of like a right-click Alchemist as opposed to a Magic Demic Alchemist. So we'll see how this goes this game.
He does have it. He had the relic dead in his courier, so on the courier's respawn, he has it. So it'll be coming out to him now, and he's got a nice little trip stack of ancients to farm. So,
yeah, ultimately, pretty good timing onto his Radiance. He's doing a great job farming here. The benefit or the good side for the Radiant is that the Morphling is also doing extremely well, and so is the Timbersaw. So
Dire's middle tower is under
and Timbersaw is
attack.
a really good hero against this
Dire's
Alchemist,
structures are
obviously,
fortified.
because he can just cut him down. Oh, a nice cast between the Quap and the Timbersaw. Timbersaw takes a lot of damage to that Maledict, but he's able to pop the hood and get out. And the Quap does a lot of damage on this back end and ends up taking out that. But the Night Stalker on the back went and got the Timber Saw, so they ends up taking out the Timber Saw. How big of a kill is that?
That is a very nice kill. They needed to get something with this Night Stalker ultimate, and so that's a pretty good kill. That's, I think the second best kill you can get in the game right now for the Dire. I do think that there was a good Maledict on the Timber Saw. It actually was very, very close, but the lack of the last tick of the Maledict got Timber Saw into the range of Night Stalker being able to kill him. So.
And definitely a good item choice from the Timber Saw to build that hood. There's a lot of magic damage on Dire's side. Oh, Morphling bottom. Oh, he barely gets off his strength morph after that silence. The Night Stalker came from the trees with the silence and got him before that, but very, very close to going down. That would have been a huge kill for Night Stalker.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate he didn't quite have his ultimate. If he has his ultimate, he could have gotten that off there. He is working toward the Spirit Vessel. Obviously a great item against the Morphling, so, unfortunately he couldn't quite get the kill there, but now the Radiant team is bringing in some supports on the Morphling. They want to make sure that that doesn't happen to him again.
They're pinging out the Nyx on King Bob on that Nyx, and they actually TP in their Quap, and Morphling's out. Very interesting. Do you want to play on the other side of the map as your team is a Morphling?
I think generally it just kind of depends on what build you're going for. Right now he's going for the E-Blade, and so he really was on kind of a timing window. He wants to finish that up as soon as possible so that he can be as strong as possible for a limited amount of time. I think the E-Blade build is still good in the late game for Morphling, but obviously there's a time period where you're just going to be the strongest hero in the game, and you can make things happen.
Makes sense. Now, how about this Midas on this Quap?
It's not the worst item ever. I think it's okay considering that Quap does benefit a lot from the attack speed, so I don't necessarily mind it. I do wonder if the Quap just rushed an Orchid, if that would have been nice to go on to the Alchemist. And because of this, if Alchemist did ever see that Quap, or if somebody pointed out to the Alchemist that Quap went Midas, they really have nothing to worry about for the next 10 minutes. And they can just farm up as much as they like.
Oh, a big Morphling. Almost able to get the Morphling very close. Morphling was ready, and so he was able to get that the strength morph off in very, very quick seconds there.
Yeah, that was a good try ultimately from King Bob, trying to get the attack and then the stun out. But it's very difficult if any Morphling actually plays that hero. They know that they have to be careful of that kind of thing, and they know how to strength morph when they feel uneasy.
So it looks like both teams are just farming right now. Both seem pretty comfortable about it. Who do you think this favors?
So I think this is going to favor actually the side of the Dire, because Alchemist is going to be the first hero that comes online with this farm. And I think that the unfortunate thing about this is Timbersaw's window is being pretty much taken away. They are making a push right now with the Serpent Wards, but this is going to be countered by the Night Stalker ultimate.
We have all 5 of them here. This Shaman goes down first, and they've got Timbersaw broken in, and he goes down to that Maledict. The Quap lets out a big scream, but then blinks away without finishing any heroes. The Night Stalker's on top of her. King Bob is running in. He gets the stun off, and she goes down. A big, big fight for Dire here, and they're looking for more. Night Stalker does see Snapfire, but it's a little bit too deep for him, and they pull back as that ult is fading. A very nice fight.
Ferocious Spud did an excellent job on that, getting the Maledict on the right targets, and then King Bob didn't use his Vendetta onto the closest target. He realized
Radiant
really
structures are fortified.
he realized really well and early on in the fight that if he breaks the Timber Saw, they might be able to kill him, and they did. So
yes, they did.
I think that was and then obviously the Nyx Assassin gets the stun last second on the Quap before she blinks out. So big fight from the Dire and excellent work from Ferocious Spud and King Bob.
And others.
Nah. Juggernaut does have a Battle Fury now, so this is, his time to farm. It always kind of feels awkward when you have two, like a mid hero and a carry that are both just trying to farm as fast as possible, and that they can farm as fast as possible. So,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It was nice to see that they're willing to fight, though. They brought 5 heroes to the fight top, and it was well worth it for them. Oh, a big silence onto him. A cask between the Quap and the Shaman. It chain stuns, but are they going to be able to get the Quap? No. Night Stalker decided to pull back, but they end up getting him. King Bomb gets a nice stun onto him. The Timber Saw has a Spirit Vessel onto him. He may be going down. The Witch Doctor ultimate is following him. Are they going to be able? Yes. The last Void from Night Stalker is able to take him out, and they're chasing.
Unstable Concoction onto the Snapfire.
A nice dodge on the Alchemist to be able to dodge that shotgun and stay on top of him. A beautiful fight again for Radiant. They only lose King Bob.
So this is what I was talking about when I said it was favoring the Dire side, is because the Alchemist is going to be the hero that most benefits and comes online first. And so this next time period is really going to be testing for the Radiant side, as they have to withstand not only this upcoming or this nighttime, but also this upcoming BKB from the Alchemist as well, which he still hasn't used yet. So
yeah, 10 seconds.
He's a raid boss right now.
Juggernaut's getting there as well. He's building a Monkey King bar, assuming that the Morphling will be going a Butterfly, I assume. Why do you think he's going this Monkey King bar?
I think that the nice thing about Monkey King Barn right now is it provides some attack speed. Ultimately, I think that maybe he's assuming that there will be some kind of evasion, but I think he's just using it as his fighting item. And he kind of picks it because he probably just likes the item. So I don't necessarily think it's. I mean, you might get a Butterfly on the Morphling, but that's going to be super late game. So
okay. Interesting. Now, remind me, the procs of the MKB are magical, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that does do something against the Timber Saw. So there's at least some portion of it that's helpful in terms of that. And it's a good damage item in general.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, what they don't realize about the Timber Saw is if Timber Saw doesn't build armor items, which he has this game, later game he's not nearly as, I guess, heavy on armor as in the early game. And the reason for that is he's not sitting there in lane tanking creep hits. Right. So his reactive armor very rarely gets up to the high stacks as it does in the early game. And so usually Timber Saw becomes more of a kind of escape hero later in the game.
They are waiting for King Bob. They had a sentry. They had sentry vision on him, and now they are looking for him. And he walks under another ward, but he's able to get the stun off. They do get a hex. They lock him down. Are they able to get him killed before he gets some team help here? King Bob does get a stun onto the Nyx, onto the Shadow Shaman, and they end up trading. Very interesting fight here. And up top, the Night Stalker plus the Alchemist able to take down the Morphling without any help.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
Morphling was trying to finish off his BKB, just got, trying to get just enough farm, almost had it, and unfortunately, really bad timing for the Morphling to die.
And he may have thought he was safe because he saw them
Timbersaw
setting
might
up
be in
mid.
trouble.
Looking at it here. Silenced up. Oh, and Alchemist gets his stun in. He's wanting to stay on him, but they're going on different targets. It looks like they'll all walk away here.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
I think
is under
that
They're having to stay in base. They're not feeling comfortable.
yeah, it's really going to depend on some BKBs coming out for the side of the Radiant to start fighting as well. Quap is not going a BKB, but I really do think she needs it this game, especially against the Night Stalker. I don't think the Lincoln Sphere is nice against the Nyx Assassin, and obviously the stun, but looks like Nyx Assassin spotted out the Quap. Let's see if they can bring her down.
Let's see if he recognizes that she has the Lincoln Sphere before he goes on her. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he should be able to stun her too. He just needs to stun the ground instead of the Quap, so...
Oh, he drags the creep wave with the oh, he does. He procs her with the magic. Oh, wait, does Vendetta doesn't no, it doesn't use a
He used Yule Scepter to proc the Lincolns,
okay,
which wasn't necessary.
double damage.
That's a maledict. Yeah, Quap goes down. A very
Beautiful
nice
job
setup.
on that. Nice setup. Ferocious Spud pops the Lincolns with Paralyzing Cask, and the Alchemist comes in and stuns with the Unstable Concoction.
And it was a good
and
response
they are
from the
going
team.
on the Witch Star. This is unfortunate because good BKB proc.
It's
Oh,
bashed
Morphling,
up. He
get
may be going
bashed.
down here. No, he gets off his strength morph and he's ready to fight. He's running in here, but Night Stalker's here and he's going on to Snapfire. They get a stun onto the Morphling and he's not strength morphing. He goes down.
Yeah, that was a nice Spirit Vessel on him. Good team communication there, going in right after the Spirit Vessel.
Maledict on to the
See if they can
Timbersaw.
get
He's
another
actually
hero.
trapped in the
Timbersaw
ward.
is
He
stuck.
cuts down the trees. Night Stalker jumps in. He blinks in to get that silence on him. They do get the stun onto the Timbersaw. Maledict is baited. So they break him though, and he will probably go down. He will go down. They end up getting him. They are now 19K.
And a bounty rune to boot for the Nyx Assassin off of the
very
Trusty
well
Shovel.
played. Carrying that Trusty Shovel, giving the Alk that money.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden turned into an 18K net worth lead right now, and the Alchemist is at 25,000. And that's unfortunate because I do feel like both the side lanes for the Radiant went really well, but this mid lane did not go as well as it should have.
That, and I just feel like they were very happy with the game going how it was. And if you have a Battle Fury Jug and a Radiance, a 10-minute Radiance Alchemist, you're going to lose the farm game, and it's going to be a hard uphill game.
Worthy tribute.
Yeah. We will have to see how they defend high ground. The issue with this is that your offlaner is a Timbersaw who's not very great at defending. He'd rather be pushing. There's not a lot of trees high ground either. There's not a lot of maneuverability for him. And then you don't have anybody that's really amazing at pushing out waves. Basically, you have a couple heroes that are fine at it, but they have to be kind of closer than you'd like them to be. Shadow Shamans. Ether Shock is really not that far of a range. And then, of course, the Timbersaws. Where Chakram can help clear out some of the lanes, but ultimately it's not ideal.
Quap is trying to cut lane up here. Just hiding behind these trees.
At this point, they just need to stall it out as much as possible. Alchemist is still, I mean, he's basically 6-slotted at this point. He can upgrade his Blink Dagger, but he's gonna be the strongest hero for sure for the next 10 minutes at least.
Big smoke coming out from the Dire side. Got 4 heroes in here. They're telling the Jug to come mid.
I would like to see them get a couple pickoffs and then go Roche.
They find the Timber Saw, but they want the Morphling, and they blink onto him, and before he's able to get the Strength Morph, they do burst him down. A very quick kill. King Bob wanted more. He's on to the Timber Saw, and he's able to stun him up and prevent him from getting in there. Now the Cask is reflected, is bouncing between them. That is preventing him from getting out, but the Cask does chase down Timber Saw as well, and they're able to get him down. And the Maledict does the work and finishes the job.
That's what we talked about. This is just such a hard game. Oh wow, they do get a kill onto the Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. With the control from the supports and the damage from the co-op, they're able to burst him.
Yeah, that was a big kill for them. About 1,000 gold swing there. I do think that I mean, we talked about how good this Night Stalker is going to be against this team, and we're seeing that already, right?
Oh, bottom, they have a silence on him. Yep, and they burst him really quick.
The silence is just amazing against the Morphling, amazing against the Quap, right? It's just like, it's Night Stalker. I really do love this hero for what it brings when he's on your team, and I really hate it when he's against you.
I think you emphasize the point great, though. If Quap had the BKB instead of this Lincoln's, it would be much better for her.
Yeah, I just don't think... I mean, I think she thought that the Nyx Assassin was a bigger threat to her than the Night Stalker, but even then, the Nyx Assassin doesn't really need to hit the Lincolns to stun. So I just, I don't like the item. I like the item on Quap usually, but I don't like the item at all in this game.
Looks like we have the Swift Blink from Alchemist. It'll be interesting to see it used here. Could have a fight breaking out.
He's officially 6-stacked.
I heard an Abyssal go off somewhere. Yes, onto the Morphling, and the Morphling goes down very quickly. He had a lot of strength, but with the DD on this Alchemist, he was just wrecking him.
Yeah, and he still has a 9-second BKB.
Oh, he goes in more. He says, I want to use this double damage and do some damage here. And Quap misses her ultimate.
Yeah, I don't know. I get what she was thinking. She was trying to push back the team because her entire team... She was trying to push back the enemy because her team was stunned. But in those situations, you really... And Snapfire is just throwing out ulti to try to de-push this. They're getting desperate. You just really have to kind of focus on what's happening in the fights. And you should be able to stop your ultimate.
They're pinging Roche and headed in. It's a smart play. They'll take this down so quickly. Who do you put the Aegis on? Do you just put it on Alk and have him walk high ground?
I think Juggernaut hits harder right now. I would put it on the Juggernaut.
Okay. Looks like he's going to have his Ags as soon as he purchases the last part of it.
And when I say hit hard, I mean hit buildings harder.
Sure.
So.
And probably safer, too.
Yeah. He can use, Juggernaut can use the Blade Fairy to get out of sticky situations, so.
We'll take that.
Oh, Quap blinks into the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor uses ult to try to get vision, but he's not able to. Quap takes a different path. Would have been a hard kill anyway without the stun there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to push high ground mid, so we'll see how well this can be defended.
Oh,
and
Morphling. Morphling does reflect the Swift Slash, but he still goes down.
Yeah, he just can't. He had a really, really good start of this game, but ultimately hasn't been able to do anything, and I think we're seeing the power of the Night Stalker.
Absolutely.
And he's frustrated and disconnects from the game. So I think, tough game for the Morphling. Obviously, I think the Night Stalker was a really good pick, but they also got a Spirit Vessel as well. They have Maledict. They have things that can really deal with these heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. And this should be game here. I don't see them coming back. But they don't have any creeps.
Yeah, I wonder how long they're going to hit this rack.
Too long is the answer. Especially if Alk's not with them. With Alk, they actually probably could take it down, but Alk's deciding to push top. He wants to take the last tier 2 against Megas, so Not taking a chance here. Oh, and he's actually queuing up the rapier. He sells his radiance and buys the rapier. He's ready.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Backdoor
Radiant's
protection
turret
is
has been
still
killed.
active, but should be broken in a second as the creeps have just now entered the area. For those that don't know, backdoor protection actually does have a radius.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Once the
are
creeps
under
are
attack.
into that radius, it
Radiant's bottom
activates, and it
barracks
basically
has
has a lingering aura for
Radiant's
15
bottom
seconds.
barracks has fallen.
And so once the last creep dies inside that ring of the area for the lane, then it takes 15 seconds for backdoor protection to be reactivated.
Radiant's top
Very interesting.
barracks has fallen. The Dire now have mega creeps.
Well, this is a good game, a good attempt. I think that there was a lot of potential here from the Radiant, but ultimately the mid game was decided by the Dire grouping up and taking these fights. So it was. I actually feel like it was actually pretty close until they lost a few deciding fights in a row. So
Definitely, and I think Alk definitely did a good job in this game.
GG Dire victory. Well played to all involved.
Yeah, I would like to see the hero damage of this game as we're loading into the post-game screen. Ultimately, not a lot of hero damage dealt by either team in one of these games. It's a little bit more of a kind of a pushy lineup. Alchemist still does the most though at 23k, so followed by the Night Stalker. Ultimately, I think a good contribution from the Nyx Assassin with that 12k, and we do get I guess what do they call that? A runner up, an honorable mention. Thank you, honorable mention on the side of the Radiant to the Morphling with the 14.7k hero damage. So.
Okay, well that's our PubCast. Please listen to our podcast. We release them every Sunday, and we talk about the DPC season. And then also join us for some of our DPC casts. We cast a lot of the NA games, focusing mostly on the Division 2 to give some eyes to the scene that is more neglected. So, yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.